Good. Hey, we're here at the mine again. I'm up here with my dad, and what we're going to do today, yesterday we were up here just picking. We found about 1.4 grams of little flakes and a couple little small nuggets. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come up here just right above the mine here, and then we're going to go ahead and just take this dirt out right below that big tree stump where my dad's sitting. So we clean this rock off here, and we're going to go ahead and start clearing this right here and get some of that cleaned out and put in the buckets, and we're going to run it through the trommel and see what we get. Tell them what we're doing, it's okay.
Right now you can see Jason, he's digging this dirt and gravel out of here, clay that was all deposited thousands of years ago with that big glacier that came down here. And this is how we do it. This is really called prospecting, because we're trying to figure out where the main pay layer of this whole system is. But this is how we do it. And this is our natural God-gifted sluice box for us. So we really like it.
Look at that hole under here.
Yeah. There's a hole that's washed way back under this boulder right here. And that's got to have good deposit in there.
I don't even know where it comes out. It just goes down.
This is really, really something. But you see what we're doing. And I'll get back at you here after a while. Here we get some of this cleared. As all you can see, there's nothing easy about prospecting or mining. It's all work. We've been at it for a lot of years, Jason and I, and haven't come across anything easy about it. But it's fun. We wouldn't trade it for anything. That rock's in there pretty good. It's really in there hard.
Well, it's got the tree roots growing
Yeah,
all around
we're
it.
dangling with the tree roots too, so we don't want to hurt the tree any, so we'd rather hurt the rocks than the tree. Oh, there we go. Good job. And you see Jason turning the rock over, because we found that sometimes pretty good pickers are attached to those rocks, so we're checking every rock out. We don't throw nothing aside unless we look at it. As you can see, Jason's made quite a bit of progress right here. We're picking out this stuff. The only way you can move these boulders out of here is work the cracks down, clean them out where we get a little movement, and then we just work the boulders out and toss them aside. It's a lot of work, but there's gold in this clay that we're moving and putting in these buckets. How much, we don't know yet. We're going to certainly find out. If it's anything like the other part of the mine here, it ought to be a little richer than that, because the heavy stuff is going to drop right here. It always drops at the first convenient spot. But of course, with us, we always have our supervisors right here, as you can see them go through the video from time to time. As you can see, Jason's working on this big rock. It's wedged under this main big boulder in front. It's kind of a tug and pull situation here. I'm gonna lever all that out. Well, he's got it. He's moving it. Once we move it, we can get it out of there. There it comes. Take a minute and see if there's any gold on top right there. But there we go.
Jeez.
See a good picture of what he's working with. That's a big old boulder.
It's got a big pocket in it here.
Uh-oh.
Right there.
Love those pockets.
See the pocket pop?
Yep, I sure do.
See that?
I'm moving the camera up over it.
See that?
There
It goes right into that pocket.
Yep,
It's got another one over here.
yep. Whoop, is that a piece?
Oh yeah, there's a piece right here.
Right there.
Right there.
I see it from here.
Yep.
Folks,
Yep.
that's just what I was talking about. The gold
Yeah.
is all on top of this. These rocks.
There. Can you see it
Oh yeah.
on my thumb?
Oh yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I'll just put it in the bucket.
Yeah. I knew we'd find some.
Okay. Well, that's good. They're cleaning this little pocket out.
Oh yeah.
Little piece of gold.
Now that's just what we what we see. The clay has probably got 95% of it covered up, which you can't see.
Yeah.
But I seen it from up here. So
Yeah.
this is pretty rich, and I knew it. Anytime you're seeing gold laying on top like that.
Well, it really wasn't on top. It's at
No,
the
it
bottom
was
of the
tucked up.
pocket.
Yeah.
It's,
tucked up
see
under
this? Here, I'll get it out. It wasn't on top. It actually was in the bottom of.
there.
See those pockets there?
Yep.
So it was sitting in one of these little pockets right there. See that? See how the water eroded all that out?
Oh yeah.
And it's just a natural little pocket. Wow, it goes way back in there.
Been doing that for hundreds, maybe 1,000 years.
Probably more than that, I'd imagine.
Probably.
You probably ought to clean this one off pretty
I
good.
would think.
So, it was in this pocket on this side right there.
Yep.
And you see how got those little holes. It was just sitting. Ooh. Look at that crevice. Wow, that goes way in there. Wow, that's kind of cool. See that pocket?
I see that.
See what it looked like?
Look at that. What that water and erosion has done to that rock.
See, it's just a little bitty hole.
Yep.
Yeah. Look at that. And
If that isn't a natural gold trap, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
I mean, man.
That's pretty cool.
It is. We've already found gold on top of it, so there's probably gold encrusted in all that stuff. So we clean off all these rocks pretty good.
What I'll do is leave the rock like right here. That way the water can wash back into the hole if there's anything stuck to the clay.
But you can see what we're dealing with here. These are all big, heavy boys.
Yeah.
I'd just leave it right there.
I'm going to.
I think it's good.
Look at that. See that big pocket?
That's what we were dealing with.
That's nice.
There's a good look at it right there, folks.
Okay. Well, that one's done. Now I got a big old hole here.
All right, we'll get back at you, folks.
So we've gotten down to underneath this big rock, and we're now on some gravel mixed with the clay. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get down here and dig it all out. We're having to dig it out with the oh God, the dog's dead. So I got to dig it out with the pickaxe because it's packed in, that gravel's packed in that clay. And we got a nice little hole dug where I pulled the rock out. And the doggies are wearing me out. But that's just part of having the babies out while we're out mining. You gotta take the time to give them their lovies when they want it, or when they need it. Okay, go. Go. Go, big boy. Come on. Whoops, whoops. Come on, go.
It's Benelli.
There we go. Go, Benelli. Go. Whoops, whoops, whoops. You're all right. Why are you crying, baby? You're all right. Good boy. Okay. Nope, nope. Come on, big boy. No, no, no. Come on. You're all right. Come on. Get out of there. Good dog. So then I'm going to get down here and break it up in the clay. No, no, no. You can see the kind of gravel coming out. It's clay mixed with the gravel. And you just got to pickaxe it out. It's just so hard and compacted in there. So it's that kind of iron looking material. And you got a lot of iron mixed in it. But you can see we're down to that clay mixed with the gravel. It's always a challenge mining when you have all the dogs out. So, as they want to play or get lovies or whatever. So, it's just one of those things you gotta take into consideration when we're mining here, is that when we bring out the puppies, which are the 6.5-month-olds, they just want to be with you and get in your face, and as you can see here, the older one's on top, that's Benelli. She's trying to keep him away from me. So kind of turns into a little bit of a circus. But it's still fun, and I love having the puppies out with us. And they all have different personalities. It's kind of great. He's kind of a baby, so you can't even pick him up or move him, and he starts yipping or crying or whining. And if he's left in the kennel, he's crying and whining. So any way you do it, he's still crying and whining. So you might as well take him with you. So he's just a little baby. Where the other ones they know better and they're more content, and they have a tendency to just lay on the cold soil up above the mine and chill out, or play, or get a stick or something. But I'm at least a half a foot under this rock, and the gravel's still coming, and it's great. The soil looks perfect. Just perfect. So what I do is I pickaxe it, get it broken up, and then throw it in my little scoop, dump it. And even if I drop some up here, I don't worry about it, because during the big rains, it's still going to wash it back down into our hole. We just had the dogs knocked over one of our buckets, and about half the dirt spilt out, but it spilt out down there by the mine, so it's not such a big deal. Here, I'm going to take that and kind of show the hole under the rock here. Give me that. So here's what the hole, and if we look under this rock, you can see how far back it goes back in there. And the whole idea is to keep going under that big rock where the bucket's sitting on right there. And that's where I'm digging the gravel and the clay out of this area right here, and trying to get it all dug up and put it in the bucket. We'll go see how it works. I'm gonna hand it back. Here you go.
This is a little different angle than this. You can see Jason's got quite a hole getting dug there. But there's a lot of gravel in what he's moving right now, and that's what most people would call a pay streak, I guess, in this type of mining. Heavy clay is tough to mine. It really is. There's nothing easy about it. Well, I can hear that gravel down there too. Different stuff. Anyway, this is a little different look. You're looking right down from the top.
Well, I'm trying to clean it off this big rock
right
here, and I don't know what's below that rock, but whatever fell off of here is sitting on top of this rock for however many eons. So my idea is there should be some pretty good gold sitting right about here. So we'll dig this out, see what we get. Obviously this was a good catch here for a lot of years.
Very good catch. Okay, we'll get back at you.
Okay.
So right there you can see we're going to call it for today and find out what we're doing and how good it is. But there's the bottom of two big old rocks. We must have dug, oh, at least 1.5 feet in there. We're right on that. Another day we'll expand all this. But that's the end result for today.
Okay, so what I wanted to show everybody again is kind of how you've seen us mining it and bringing them up in the buckets, but I want to show you how we trommel it. So all you basically have here is just a concrete trommel, but it has some fins in it, and then we put a little laundry soap in it. That helps break up that clay and break it apart. And then I built this manifold here, just a garden manifold, and it has spray nozzles on it. So once it's mixing, you basically turn one, it's got 4 nozzles on it, so you can control how much fluid's going in, how much water we're putting in. And basically, you just let it run until the slurry starts getting really thick, and that means that the clay's broken up. And then we add the water to it. We'll turn 2, 3, 4 of these lines onto the manifold, and then that allows us to rinse out the silt, and then we add another bucket. Right now, today, we're going to run 5 buckets from what we mined up there, and we're going to see, I'll go over some more of the classification and kind of show you guys the classification again today, and then the panning techniques. So we'll do that again, but we'll see what we get out of the 5 buckets that we mined right below the tree stump, all right? Hey everybody, so I have another set of dogs out, and me and my dad are sitting here. You can hear the trommel in the background. That's just cleaning up the buckets that we mined, and I'm just toast my dad here for a good day of gold mining, and this is what gold mining's all about. Spending time with my dad. We go up on the mine, we dig out some gold or some dirt. Hopefully we find some flakes of gold, hopefully we find something awesome, but if we don't, it's about the time I spend with my dad.
It's still a good day.
It's a great day. So I hope everybody can spend some time with their family when you're gold mining, because that's what gold mining's about. When I was a little one, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, I remember being at the back of a dredge and feeding fish from the back of the dredge, and that's really what mining's about, is this family time. And whether we find gold or not, it's have a few beers, spend time with my dad, my dogs, and I hope everybody has a blessed day.
All right, we're going to start on this. As you see, Jason's pouring it in there. That's how we do it.
Over the
sluice.
That's right.
You bet. There's all our big rocks we use to break this up. I'm going to move right over here for you,
There you go.
so you can see. I'm sorry about the pups barking, but that's just the pups. Be very careful how we do this.
And I'm going to get the hose.
Yeah. Be real careful on how we do this.
Okay.
I'll move a little bit more over here. You can get a good angle of it.
Most of this gravel is actually the gravel we put in there. These big rocks, we actually put them in and it helps break up that clay.
You have
now,
to
some
have
of the pieces, like what you see here, we actually put this in the buckets because it was covered in clay at the mine.
And we've showed you previously where the gold sticks to the rocks on it. So that's why we do that. You would think there would be a lot of material from 5 buckets, but you'd be surprised. Most of what you see there is the rocks that we put in there to break up the clay.
Yep.
We're going to have once we get done screening it, we're going to have very little to hang out. Move a little bit more so you get a little better angle. And what we're really doing is we're prospecting. We're not trying to produce a lot of gold. What we're trying to do is find out where the richest part of our mine is, and then the actual mining will come later. We just had 5 buckets today. These are really testing to see where we're at in this mine. Well, we're not looking for production, we're looking for testing.
All right.
There we go.
Classifying.
Now you can see what we're doing here. We're rinsing off our big classification. But it's very important to do this, folks, because if you don't, I can't tell you how many big nuggets we found in this first classification. You don't throw this, you keep it.
Okay. So most of what we have here is what we put in. I'll give you kind of a quick example. The white rock we put in. This rock is actually the limestone that's coming from the mine. So what we're going to do with this is I'm classifying it, rinsing it, classifying it, and we're actually all the fine stuff is going into the bucket, and then we have a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, and 1/8 inch classifications all working together at the same time. So what we're going to do is take the big material out, and again, for you guys that are watching this, this never, when you're working a creek or something, throw your material away. Bring a couple extra buckets and take your, I'm going to take my 1/2 inch out, and what I'm going to do is put it into a bucket. I'm going to take my 1/2 inch into a bucket. And now let me tell you why I do that. Because this 1/2 inch material that you guys see here, I found almost a 3/4 of an ounce nugget in this material that I made into a necklace, and it didn't go through the 1/2 inch screen. And can you imagine being on a creek or a river? Every video I'm watching on YouTube, you guys watch it too. These goofballs are classifying 1/4 inch material, this material here, and they're throwing it away without even looking. This is 1/2 inch material, so we keep 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch. We keep all of it. And what we do later on is we take this material and we spread it out and we go through it. Especially the 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch, we go through it because if you want to find a nugget, why would you ever throw a nugget overboard on 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch? Because you don't know if in Indiana, Missouri, Ohio, you guys might find a nugget. It might be lucky because all that came down from the glaciers, okay? You might get so lucky and find a huge nugget, 3/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce, 1/4 ounce, maybe 10 grams, Okay, that's about a 1/3 ounce. But would you be sick if you were, you guys watch the videos, okay? These guys are classifying or using that one, it's like a, I don't know if it's 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch. They're classifying it in the bucket, and they're talking to you guys on YouTube, and they just throw it. And you're watching them do that. Well, I don't want these young kids picking that up. I don't want, or beginning miners picking that up. Since we've been mining since I was a kid, and my father been mining his whole life, we've never done that. Never. You always take your classifications, you save them, and then you go through them later. You never know. You might find an agate, you might find something interesting, but you never throw it away. You never know that day you're going to be lucky, like winning the lottery, and you find that 1/4 ounce or 1/2 ounce gold nugget, and if you don't save your classifications, then you don't have a chance of finding it. Not a chance, because video after video, hundreds of YouTube videos, these goofballs, and I'm going to call you guys goofballs, are classifying and throwing this stuff away. And I've watched you do it, and you're showing these young kids or young miners that you classify and throw it away. I guess if you only want little flakes of gold, that's fine. But everybody gold mining is looking for that big home run hit. I mean, I am. I'm looking for a gold nugget, and I've only found one gold nugget my whole life, and that gold nugget was so big that I made this beautiful pendant for my girlfriend, and it was just amazing. And if I wouldn't have saved my 1/2 inch classifications, I wouldn't have found that. And it was in 1/2 inch. This size of classifications, guys, you can almost put your fingers through, is where I found that gold nugget. So that's why I'm trying to teach about classification here. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep, so this is the 1/4 inch, and this is the 1/8 inch. You can see that there's almost nothing in each one of them. So you don't have to go through them all the time. I'm just going to leave them there. I dump my 1/2 inch in the bucket, and I'm going to keep pouring more in. So this is our concentrate from our trommel, of trommeling all day long. I'm going to fill it up. Then I just rinse it down with water, and I classify it and rinse it, classify and rinse it. I do that kind of program a few times. Just a piece of wood. Just to rinse it down. Gets all the flakes, the gold off and whatnot. And normally we have somebody pouring water in, but I actually have my dad right now filming this for me. So I just classify this thing. I try to shake all 3 at the same time. Sometimes I only try to do the top 2 because that pushes it down to the 1/8 inch. Little walnut shell. One of the black walnut trees we have. I think that's a black walnut tree that we're mining around. I take the really big ones out, put them down here.
Folks, as you can see, we had to make a hasty retreat to the garage. I mean, it's just, this is what we call an Indiana gully washer, and it's coming hard. But you know what? We love it because all it's doing is washing gold in our sluice box. God given us nature sluice box. Now, if we come over here, we're going to take another look right here.
What we did is we moved everything into the garage, so I had to refill our panning bucket. This is just our water for panning. And we brought in our 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch classifications. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go through these classifications, kind of see what we can find. Again, you got your 1/4 inch and your 1/8 inch. Now, what I'm seeing on the videos is this 1/4 inch is the typical where people are sloshing it around and throwing it away. Again, all I'm seeing is people throwing their classifications away. What I do is I like to find like little petrified pieces. This is a piece of horn coral. I kind of keep that just because of that I like it. But then what we do is we just basically go through it. You don't know what you're going to find. I mean, I found that piece of horn coral. I find little nice cubes of iron. But also, this is where we find a lot of our nuggets of gold. I mean, you got your pieces of quartz crystal. I just keep those because I think they're kind of cool. And then you kind of go through it. And you basically look. This is a 1/4 inch classification. You kind of start looking for if there's any big flakes, if there's any big gold. We just kind of take a look for, you know, whatever we can find. And underneath this is the 1/8 inch. I keep them together in the bucket. And so that way, if anything falls through, we're not losing anything. We're not taking and putting it on the concrete, for example. And so when you start going through it, oh, look at that, guys. Now, I don't know if you can pick that up or not, but look at that piece right there. Look at Look at that piece right there in the 1/4 inch classification. Look at that. Beautiful. It's like a, geez, that is kind of crazy. You can still see the clay that's embedded in it. It's really round. It's a nice piece. This is exactly, guys, what I'm talking about. Why you don't throw your classifications away. Look at that. It's not going through the 1/4 inch classification, and it looks like one of the rocks. If you guys are throwing away your 1/4 inch classifications, you would lose this gold nugget. I bet you that gold nugget is, I don't know, we're going to weigh it out later, but I bet you that's a gram, 1.2 grams, because it's so thick and big. Again, you goofballs that are out there throwing away your 1/4 inch classifications, and I don't mean, I'm not saying that negatively, guys, but listen, stop doing it. Stop showing these young miners to classify your material and throw it away. Video after video on YouTube, you guys are throwing this stuff away. Look at that.
Put it in the bottom.
Just look at that. Look at that piece.
You're gonna hear the clink.
Listen. Look at that piece of gold in there. That is amazing. So what I want you guys to see, wait, I just want to look a little bit more. Jeez, oh Pete. Folks, you folks that are throwing away your classifications, stop doing that. Stop making videos and stop showing these young miners or older miners that are first getting into it to throwing away their classification. What do you say, Dad?
All we did is 5 half buckets. This is called prospecting. We're not mining.
That's a beautiful piece.
We're just searching for where it's going to be really good for us. And
boy, look at that. So then, we're not going to throw this out.
Nope.
Again, we're not throwing this out like the rest of you guys out there on the videos are. We're going to keep that material. We'll go back through it another time. Here's our 1/8 inch classification. You can see there's no material in the middle because when we classify in this motion, throws all the iron and the gold to the outside edge. And basically, I'm going to put my gold bottle back in here. And then we're going to go back through this. And all you do is you go through your classifications. I'm going over my my 5-gallon bucket in case anything falls through. And you just basically look through your classifications. You never know what you're going to find. Perfect example is what we just found one in our 1/4 inch classification. A nice nugget. I watch these videos, and there's this gold miner that's on the gold channel. He's got some gold radio, and this guy is sitting there telling people he finds 2 or 3 flakes. He's got 2, 3 dredges working in a campground, and he's telling people what a great find he's got. Well, I watch him pan, and I watch him classify. And guys, you gotta be doing it right, or you're gonna be losing gold. I'm here to show you, not the only way to do it, but I don't want these young miners losing gold. And that's what I'm trying to show. And I don't know who showed these older miners that are in Indiana how to gold mine. But when I see people throwing away their classifications, why are you doing that? I just found a big nugget in my 1/4 inch. When I watch people swirling their pan and then everybody, so we got our classifications down. We did the 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, and now we're down to the fines. This is below the 1/8 inch. So I'm going to kind of give a demonstration on panning. I know I've done this before, but again, I've been seeing other panning methods, which I'm not saying any panning method's terrible or whatever, but there are facts in panning methods, and I'm going to show you something. When you're panning, your gold is laying, should be, as you're panning, should be laying right here, towards the bottom of the first riffle of your gold pan. Now, what I've been watching, and I want to show folks this, is I've been seeing, maybe they're rookie miners, maybe not, but they're making videos, and I want to show you this. If you're swirling your gold pan like this, okay, which I keep seeing and you're going to see on videos, and then you go and dump it like that, I'm keeping this material because I'm going to repan it. I'm trying to show you guys what happens is the gold that's dropping to the bottom of your gold pan right here, okay, as you swirl this water around in a circle, you're pulling the gold up from right here, and it's going out your front of your gold pan like that, okay? So the reason that these folks that are doing their radio show and the folks that you're seeing on YouTube that are panning are sitting there and they're showing you, like, he calls it pepper gold, or, you know, I can't see it. It's called invisible gold to me, because when I can hold gold in my hand and I can feel the weight of it, that's gold. When I'm seeing flakes in a pan that I can't even see on a camera, I don't necessarily consider that a successful day. But when you're losing majority of your gold because you're swirling your gold pan like this, folks, you see that? That is the wrong method. What you're doing is you're taking the gold from the edge of your gold pan and pushing it out your gold pan. You don't want to be doing that. What you want to do is you want to focus your gold down to the first riffle, which is this part of your gold pan. We want to focus our gold to lay right there. So you want to vibrate your gold pan a little bit. Now, I don't care if you vibrate, shake it, whatever you do, but don't swirl it. The swirling method is no-no. Okay, for everybody that's making their videos, you don't want to be swirling your gold pan, all right? You want to basically vibrate your gold pan, get your gold to drop. All the vibration is doing is taking the heavy material and dropping it to the bottom of your gold pan. Okay, it's simple. It's like your vibration table in a classifier. That's all this is. This is simple facts. And then you pan your light material off the top. Come back, you vibrate it back down, pan your light material off the top. Doesn't take very long. But when I see the swirling going on and I see young miners come over to my house or come over to go gold panning, and I watch them go gold panning, and they go, oh, I seen this on a video. Well, you guys stop making the video of swirling your gold pan, because that's not the right way to do it. Okay? So you vibrate it down, get the gold to drop right about there. There's no swirling here, folks. You just pan out the light material on top. Vibrate it back down, pan out your light material. As you can see, look at the video. You see the gold coming up right here? Okay? You see that gold right there? That's the gold coming up in the gold pan. It's all in that first riffle. You don't see me swirling it now, do you? Because that's how you lose your gold. All right, folks? So we're going to keep panning off the light material. Boy, oh boy, we got some nice pieces coming up. Nice pieces. This is out of 5 buckets, mind you.
Half buckets.
5 half buckets. That's right. My dad's correcting me. We're at 5 half buckets. I know the video might be a little bit long when we're done, but I want to show you guys what to do. So you guys can see there's some lead shot in there. There's some gold coming up. I want to bring it down. You see me vibrating it? I'm just... vibrating means I'm shaking it back and forth. There's no swirling. No more swirling, guys. Hey, talk radio guy, no more swirling, okay? That's not working for people. All right? The swirling, all it does is wash this gold over your riffles. No more swirling.
Oh my God.
So just normal panning. You vibrate it all back down. And then you pan the light material off the top, okay? Pretty simple. No swirling here. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of look at what we got in the pan. This is where you do swirl it, because you kind of see what you got. Wow, look at that. That's after. So I want everybody to see that. You see that? That's after 5 buckets. We're in southern Indiana. 5 buckets, and that doesn't include the 1/4 inch well, it's not 1/4 inch, but the nugget that came out of the 1/4 inch classification, and we found one came out of the 1/8 inch classification. That's not too bad. We were just prospecting. What is that right there? That's a weird piece.
Mm-hmm.
So,
there's some chunkies in there.
so you guys can see it's all different thicknesses. There's some real chunky pieces.
Mm-hmm.
There's a piece right here. I don't know if you guys
hear
can hear that. Yeah. And then there's a lot of gold down in the bottom where I'm kind of just swirling it around the pan. I don't know if you guys can see that. Take a look at that. Get it up close, Dad, so that, yeah, there you go. So that's after 5 half buckets, 5 gallon buckets, half full, 5 of them. And that includes that 1/4 ounce nugget. And so what we're gonna, after we're done with this, we're gonna go and do a weigh up and kind of show you what we got, and we'll put it all in a pan with some. There's some nice little flakes in there. That's a nice piece right there. I can pick that up and drop it in the pan. That's a nice piece. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see that. But that's a nice pan. That's 5 buckets, and it's kind of on top. It's not deep. We didn't go more than about a half a foot deep.
Maybe a foot total.
Yeah, about 12 inches deep. So, anyways, this is a prospecting trip, and I hope everybody learns. And I want all the miners to know one thing. I'm not hacking on you the way you mine. All I'm saying is that we don't want to teach our young miners or beginning miners how to do things, classify things, and throw it out. You guys just seen that I found a 1/4 inch nugget in the 1/4 inch classification. And all I'm trying to do is help these young miners not throw away gold nuggets or lose gold in their gold panning. That's all I'm trying to do, folks. So best wishes to you.